Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Uh, this video will be showing what work I have done on that Rovan 45cc. Anyway guys, I thought I'd make one just to show you all the years, what you got to do to get to the performance that this motor is running at the moment. If you actually looked at my run video, did it the other day. It was awesome. At the beginning, it flew till I went to just change the tune, and everything went pear-shaped. Basically due to a slight slip on the Taylor clutch shoe holder. And I blew a crankcase seal. Yeah, this is on the 45. Usually I get this problem on the Rovan 71, but on the other side. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it, and show the work what's been done on this. So guys, you could put what I did, I originally to get this going quicker as it was before I did anything, I put a WJ71 on. You buy the part, the intake manifold, you buy it from Taylor. Sort of do 52cc Sanoa and so on, and it does the Rovan. Okay, to get that on, you'll have to port match this manifold inlet to the ball of the cylinder. It's a little bit out, but yeah, you can make that go. So I did that first, and then we put a pipe, and yeah, makes a difference and all that. Then I said, righto, let's go for it. Now, I'm just going to show you right, I'll actually use this saber. Okay guys, so this is your standard 45 case. As you see, when you look at that, then you go to the cylinder head, different shape, you know, so you've got to do some work. Alright guys, so basic, come to the motor I've been using, made up. You actually got to do a bit of JB welding, plus same time I stuffed it more in the areas there. Then you will have to, otherwise you put your gasket on there and trace it all out, you know exactly how much you're going to take off and what you're going to fill. See the difference here, you actually got to port back, otherwise to what the gasket is. Yeah, it's a big difference guys. So if we go from one to the other, you see the changes. Okay, so basically what I've done, that the casing matches the cylinder head. Right, so the main thing. So virtually what I've done stuff into just lowered the crankcase, pressure it down a bit. We'll actually give it more actually. Yeah, so you got that. When you hit the accelerator, you whack it, it's on pipe straight away. That's what I choose. So basically, yeah, stuffed it, ramped it, and shaped it the same as the transfer on the cylinder head. Now at the same time guys, I actually so we if you look down there, you look at the direction of the motor. The crankshaft is going this way. So down inside the casing, down in there, you see I actually port down from there and get it to smooth out to go towards the transfer. Alright, so flow is the key thing for any motor. So you direct where you want your mixture to go straight up your transfer ports and that. Anyway, the other part, I just took off a mil or so, then we'll bed off the bottom of the skirt on the inlet side. Okay, so it gives it a little bit more duration, but it's not taken away. It's just enough there so it doesn't interfere with torque or anything like that. I have ran it with a single ring, then I put the double ring in it. Then I deleted the base gasket. The base gasket is actually 1.2 mils in thickness. Right, so I took that off and I use a 501 or whatever Loctite gel. Put the cylinder straight down so they'll give me more compression. I actually did got some soldering wire. I did a pinch test with the barrel on there, and it's actually at the squish is at 0.6. So realistically, there was 1.8 mils of squish in the barrel standard, but we're now at 0.6. So I tried that all out, made a massive amount of torque. So you can see the swing arms on the back of the Baja, it was actually twisting backwards and forwards. But I was losing, in other words, it flew and it just nosed off. This is not in this video, right? So we took the barrel off and we actually took off the exhaust port on the roof only. Alright, on the roof, took off 1.2 off the roof. Well, actually I took 2 mils, so it's probably about 3 mils virtually taken off the roof of the exhaust. And I will give you the RPM. So what I've done is improved torque originally the way it was set up, then just the port mapping, so we'll get it to rev, and she's there. If you notice the way it took off like a 50 GT Taylor motor. It absolutely hauls ass. And the other thing I did, I went slightly tad, I think I'll go down on the next size drill bit. I actually drill inside the crown, and so it goes in the ring lands, and that spreads your rings out on the compression, and will give you more compression and more power. And guys, that's basically what I've done. Someone asked a question, I think it's under gear. Well, at the time when it ran good, I actually had a 23 pinion on it. I normally run a 24, but after we put this all back together, most likely I'll be running a 26 pinion. It'll pull hard and still have the same speed. So basically, guys, this is the extra work. If you want a 45 to go, it's all right, put a bigger pipe and put a WJ71. But what you get in the result price, yes, it will improve it, but it's like in slow motion compared to a Taylor. So doing all this extra work, crankcase work, it's a ramping stuffing, poured in to match up to your cylinder head, and you got a in your crankcase like I've done on here, guys. It's just a grind inside beside the crankcase, crank on the casing, and get it to flow up to the transfer, because that's where your fuel's flicking around with the crank. And make sure you do it on the right side. Remember, crankshaft goes anti-clockwise. Okay, don't put it on the other side. Same as if you take a little bit off the piston, make sure you're doing that at the front of the piston, not the rear, because the arrow shows you exhaust. So if you're going to take a little bit off on the bottom here, just change the duration in the intake. Just take about 1.5 mil off. So anyway guys, the reason I'm sort of showing what I do. I'm going to do a lot more work on this motor later on in a different configuration, plus I'll be doing a 50cc, so I make a 45 into a 50cc, and it's pretty cheap to do. So if you want something to fly, this is the amount of work you got to do with the stuffing, ramping, and put match everything to suit your casing. Basically all I've done is a slight hook port on this, guys. That's all I've done, because I don't like rings snagging on things and all that. Look, your rings are radiate, otherwise they've got no tension until you go past the past your transfers on your fuel wires. Then they till you get the top off the cylinder, off the roof of your port, then the you got compression. So really the rings are not that tight. But anyway guys, so my ports, the way I do the 45 and I do the Rovan 71, I actually do it not straight on the roof going across. It has a curvature that avoids ring snag and big time. So see it, I've got it off in daylight. A little bit dark. Yeah, it's just a amount of work. Right, I'm actually going to polish that exhaust side up only. You got to keep your inlet side rough. That's so the fuel and air mixes together. Right, so yeah, guys. So I'll have to pull this whole apart. What I was going to do was only take the cylinder off, put fuel down there, give it a wash around, put it in a bowl, and you'll see there is fine dust, dirt dust. So what happens is, when you do a crankcase seal and you're still running it, you're actually sucking dirt from the outside, and it's going in your motor, and it'll scratch the hell out of your bore cylinder. And I just got ultra fine little bit on the piston. So I basically pulled it down in time. Realistic, after that video, when it pulled real hard, and after I went to tune it, and everything went pear-shaped, I should have stopped it there and then. There was a big problem. So alright guys, thanks for looking. You're going to have heaps of videos. I will give you numbers on the cylinder to how far you port these. Everything's all trial and error and guess. It's working good. Eventually I'll put the degree wheel on and we'll work out what the numbers are, so what the blow down, all that type of thing. I'm quite happy to give out the specs. WJ71, it's off me mate's 90 GT. I don't know what the pressure is on the needle and seat on that. There's probably something else I'll need to look at. Hopefully it's around 16 psi with the pops off, and it sits on about 10 or 12 psi on the needle. Because I did that mode on the Rovan 71. All Rovan 71s, you got to do that. You got to do a pop-up mode. I worked out the problem with the Rovans. So we're going to see a lot more 45 than the 50cc version, and we're going to see a lot of up to speed with the Rovan 71. What you need to do, make it work, but the main thing at the end of the day is making something reliable, and especially the Rovan 71, because they tend to have an issue with clutch shoe holders. It's one of the bad let down part of it. Right guys, just remember, it's Manfred All Madness. May the force be with you, and I'll see you on the next one.